You can communicate telepathically with a woman while you're on semen retention. Did you know that? A lot of guys don't know that. The semen retention secret, actually. A lot of guys don't know, they don't talk about it. Why is that? Simply because when you say something like that, or when you're able to sense it, you don't believe it because you attack it from the mindset of a child. You attack it with the mindset of your imagination. See, when I say something like that, a lot of guys will be like, oh, that's woo-woo, or that's fluff, or that's whatever. Because they're thinking in their mind that I'm talking about telepathy that they say in movies. Where it's like, oh my God, I can read her mind and I can say all this other stuff and I can influence her thoughts. And I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about taking that, which is in imagination land, and shifting it over into practicality to where it actually makes sense. And so this is what it looks like. First things first, let me turn this cardio thing up. Y'all know I like my cardio. All right. So let me show you what it is, and then we're going to show you exactly what you can do in order so you can experience it for yourself and start using it to get results. So what is it? What is telepathy? As far as I understand it, and as far as I'm explaining it, telepathy is very, 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 very subtle communication that's telling you exactly what you have to do, telling you exactly what you have to say in order to make a result happen. Okay? So I got to break a couple things down for you. I have to get nerdy on you. But just stay with me, okay? Don't feel like you have to understand everything. First things first, understand the brain. The brain is a processing machine. Processes a lot of things. It processes these colors, processes my movement, processes these words, right? It processes everything that you're feeling around you, your temperature, keeps your blood pumping, right? Heart pumping, lungs expanding, all these things. There's so many things that your brain is doing at once that you become oblivious to it. You don't focus on these things because it's a waste of energy. It's a waste of consciousness for you to focus on it. So when you're able to do things like meditation helps you separate your consciousness into different things, right? So you're able to focus on, like right now, if I said focus on your breathing, a lot of you guys will switch your consciousness and just start focusing on your breathing. But before I said that, you weren't focusing on that. You see what I'm saying? So stuff like that. Meditation, what it does is it teaches you how to separate different consciousness on different things. Mix that with semen retention and it grows your awareness. Semen retention has the energy. It starts off with like an aura, and then your aura starts to grow, and it starts to grow, and it starts to grow to where you have this field around you where if anything it touches your field, you become so sensitive to the fact that you're able to pick it up. Does that make sense? I know some of you guys out there, I know for me as well, is that if you're walking, you can feel somebody looking at you and you're like, what the and you turn around and somebody actually might be looking at you, right? Same thing. You're just more sensitive to it now. When you have no energy and your aura's down, you're less sensitive to the world. You're more vulnerable, which is why a lot of guys can't hold eye contact because they're scared, because they're not aware. But as you grow, as the aura expands, you become more aware of things. So you mix that with meditation. Now, how I meditate, I know everybody doesn't meditate the same, but I'm going to teach you how I meditate. That's helped me with this process. So one, when I meditate, close my eyes, focus on my breathing, and I am what I was taught as nothingness. I'm nothing. I'm nothing. I'm not my hair. I'm not my skin. I'm not my body. I am nothing. When I tap into this for the first time, what it allowed me to do was it allowed me to recognize my thoughts were not me. I am not my thoughts. My thoughts are just random bits of phrases and words in my mind that are constantly flowing around. And for some of you, you have to recognize that some of these things are triggering you. So you'll hear something like, oh, you're fat. And then you'll take that and emotionally charge it and be like, oh, I'm not fat. Oh, I got to focus on, oh, I got to, you see what I'm saying? But when you're meditating, what happens is those thoughts are flowing and you just let them flow. You just let them flow. And the thoughts that are constantly staying here, they're not flowing. You, in your mind's eye, not your physical, in your mind's eye, you physically just push it out the way. In your ear, out the other, and just let it fly away. Release it. So what that does is when you're nothingness, when you're nothing, you're not your thoughts, you're not your words, you're not your body, you're not nothing. What it does is it allows you to pick up on different areas that you can attach your consciousness to. What's an example of this? Okay, so that leads me to my next point. So the first things first, you have to have meditation skills. You have to be practicing meditation so you can enter that state. Once you have that, you have to practice this thing called presence. Presence, I learned from a book called A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle. I want to say his name was A New Earth. And I got the audio version because I can only imagine actually reading that. It's a tough read. But listening to it, what would happen with my brain is it would zone out. And then he would talk about presence and it will zone me back in. And then he'll talk about how you zoned back in and that anything that doesn't matter right now, like the past, the present, the future, all this other stuff, it doesn't matter right now. It's only about the present. And that taught me presence. It taught me that nothing else matters in this moment except everything that I am doing in this moment. Again, if you want to learn in depth, go get that book. I suggest the audio book and you just listen to it because he taps you back in, and it taught me presence. So again, meditation, right, teaches you how to separate your consciousness from different things and add them to certain things. And then presence allows you to understand exactly what's going on around you in this moment, not in the past, not in the future, not what could happen, not what could have happened, but right now in this moment. So when you mix presence and you mix meditation, and of course you have to have some social skills. This is why this isn't for beginners. This isn't for people who are new to this. This is for guys who already have experience and you're already putting yourself out there in the field, okay? Because one thing about social skills and presence is you get out of your head for the first time. And when you're out of your head for the first time, you're no longer worried about what should I say? What should I do? All this other stuff. This is why guys ask the questions all the time of like, what should I say? When should I make a next move? When should I, all this other stuff. You're in your head. But when you become present, the present moment communicates to you exactly what you need to do. It's almost intuitive, right? And again, if you're experienced, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you're not, it's very hard for you to believe. This is why you have to go out there and get experience and stop focusing on videos and books. Okay. So once you focus that in, this is when, okay, so I told you meditation, I told you presence, and then I taught you like you have to have social skills and experience with women. So when you're experienced with a woman, what happens is you'll be present, right? You're not thinking ahead of, oh, what is she thinking? Or what is this past, present? You're not thinking about none of that. You're thinking about very present, what's going on in the moment, and you'll feel something or hear something, not like in your ears, but like in your mind's eye. And it will say like, put your arm around her. And it's in that moment you have to. You can't just you can't think about it and be like, oh, should I do this? Because in the moment's gonna pass, right? What you're seeing, what you're feeling, hearing, whatever, however it communicates itself to you, is an opportunity window. And when something happens, like put your arm around her. This is what happens. The moment you hear it is what happens to the opportunity, right? So if you're thinking about it, the opportunity passes, and then you do it when the opportunity passed, and now it's no longer there. Right now it's weird and now it's awkward. But if you would have done it in that moment without thinking, put your arm around her. You put your arm around her. So you just, again, this is an experience thing. You have to just do it and trust yourself, trust in your own leadership, trust in the outside world, trust in the God, whatever it is that you believe in, you have to trust in that. Okay. Because when you're very present to the moment, it works. It just works out for you. It's like pulling from truths. I'll tell you a very quick story. The first time this happened to me, right? I was developing so when you develop your masculine for a long time, you realize you have all these types of gifts, right? Your ability to goal set, your ability to be courageous, your ability to go from point A to point B. There's a lot of different tools that masculinity offers you. And so I was like, okay, what I learned was like, if that's the fundamentals of masculinity, what are the fundamentals of femininity, right? Femininity has things like emotional expression, emotions. It has things like intuition, different stuff like that. And so I was developing my intuition. I was learning how to communicate with my feminine side. And I worked at this restaurant, okay? And there was this bartender at this restaurant that I worked at, and she was like this super like bubbly girl, right? She was just super bubbly. And who I was like, yeah, I like this personality. I like bubbly girls. Who doesn't, you know? And so I'm like talking with her and she's like super bubbly. And then the feminine energy, whatever you want to call it, the feminine communicated, and she said something, and the feminine said, "You're so fake," right? And in that, I just did it. I didn't think about it. I just did it. And I was like, you are so fake. And like, again, she has this bubbly mask, right? So she has this bubbly mask. And then the moment I said that, her mask shattered. And she goes, I know, right? And it scared the shit out of me, right? Because the first time, like, I see her for who she actually is. The masculine side of me was like, oh, like she's this bubbly person, right? But the reality is that's who I wanted her to be. But the femininity side, or feminine side, whatever you want to call it, sees through that. And that's why it told me to say that, so I can see it. And you've experienced this before too, if you ever had a friend group with women in it, right? So if you are with other guys and you have some girls that are in the group, just start talking about how attractive or something another girl is, right? And then the girls of the group, like fucking vultures, would start picking her apart. Oh, her hair's fake. Oh, these are fake. Oh, she's wearing makeup. Oh, all this other stuff. And then this happened to me when I was like in high school, and I was like, why are the girls like, why are they doing that? But that's a part of it. And so you have to, I understand now that having a masculine side of like liking that bubbly personality, but also having that feminine side that's able to recognize, like use discernment to say, okay, yo, like, okay, I understand that you like it, but at the end of the day, like, understand she's faking that, you know? But this is what it is. And it's like, it's very subtle communication that unless you're present to the moment, in that moment, and again, it's like opportunities, it's gonna close. This is why a lot of people, like from the outside looking in, they can't tell. They don't know what's going on. But if you just listen to those things, if you listen to them, then, oh, it just works out. It works out so well for you because you'll feel it. And a lot of guys ignore it, right? Because again, and this is getting a little deeper here, you are not the only thing that's conscious. You understand? I tell you guys to focus on your health, your wealth, your relationships, and your purpose. That's version 2.0. In order to get there, you have to focus on your body, your mind, your health, and your soul. And the part of those things, a part of that foundation, is recognizing that your body's conscious, your mind is conscious, your heart is conscious, and your soul is conscious. These are two different things. If you're a Christian, then you understand that there's a difference between the body, the flesh, and the spirit. You understand there's two different consciousnesses. They want two different things from you. And so when you understand that these things, along with your mind and your heart, come together to make up who you are, you're like, whoa, right? That's why a lot of people say, listen to your heart. Wise men say, don't listen to your heart. Don't listen to your heart, right? Because it's conscious. It has wants and needs. Anyway, so yeah, when you're able to figure that stuff out, you're able to communicate. These are attraction secrets. This is why, if you're not feeling any of this, let's say you have experience with girls and everything, and you're not experiencing any of this, your energy's messed up, right? So you have to align your chakras. There's something, whether it's your root chakra, your sacral chakra, your heart chakra, your throat chakra. What's this one called? I just say your mind's eye. And then the other one, I forgot what that one's called as well. But you have to align those. You have to fix those. And actually, one of the members in the group was talking about how I should make a series on that. And I'm actually going to, because it's going to help you a lot. Once you're able to start at the root and you're able to heal or fix that or unblock it, then the energy is allowed to travel up to other areas, your sacral chakra. Then you fix that and heal that, and it travels up to your heart chakra, heal and fix that, and it goes to your throat chakra, heals and fix that, mind's eye, and then the other one. And so if your energy is flowing correctly, again, it creates like a energy field. I'm not going to get too deep into that, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. But understand that these are semen retention secrets. It's more than just saving up the energy. The energy has to flow. And then you get to start doing things with it. And that's where it gets crazy, because again, you guys are already feeling this, right? When you're out and other people can sense your energy. Some people get intimidated by your energy. Notice how your energy is already affecting other people, because again, that field that you're creating is interacting with other people's fields. And then I could go even deeper into this. It's like when you write down your dream girl profile, which I tell you guys to have a dream girl profile. What does she look like? What's her characteristics? What's her personality? Where does she come from? Like a 2-parent background, 1-parent background, whatever. When you're able to write all that stuff down, what happens is it becomes a frequency and it enters your field. And it's like a ping, right? So it pings, and then let's say the girl is like over here, then she'll ping, and then it'll ping back, and they'll ping. And so all of a sudden, your Rubik's Cube of a life, of a universe, will lead you to do certain things, to go to the grocery store at a certain time. And then when you go to that store at a certain time, you'll be walking. And then all of a sudden, let me know if this has happened to you. All of a sudden, you'll just randomly do this or randomly look somewhere. You had no reason to look over there. Zero. You look over there and you just see this girl. And in that moment, the moment you make eye contact with her, that ping, like pings off in your head. And if you're communicating with yourself, then it tells you like that's your dream girl profile, or a version of it. In my experience, they just gives you a version of it. It's not like her 100%, but it's like a version of it. And so in that moment, then it's your job to like go over there and pursue it, because it's designed to teach you something. It's either designed to teach you like this is exactly who you're looking for, or it's designed to teach you like this is not who you're looking for at all. It sounds good on paper, but then when you actually did, nah. So yeah, so these are secrets, man. And again, I can tell you guys about this and you can play with your imagination and it's like, oh, it's exciting, but there's nothing more better than your ability to do this in real life. Where am I at? 16 minutes. Yeah, this is already long enough. So listen, that's going to be today's video. Like the video if you like the video. And if you made it this far, type in learning secrets. And if you want a challenge for today, I need 40 push-ups. I need 40 squats. I need a 40-second plank. And I need you to run in place for 30 seconds. If you finish that, put done down in the comment box below, and then I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, peace out.